Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and the glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Arakakwadash, double honor to the apostles, or should I say the elder apostles of Great Millstone, while Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Barakatham, to the brothers on down that's furthering his ministry the best way they can. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, brothers. I'm dealing with this back issue, like an upper back issue to my neck, and it's just kind of like unusual, man. It's just painful. It's an unusual thing that I'm experiencing right now. Hopefully it won't last too long, but I mean, I won't be talking as normal, so just bear with me. And Lord willing, the Spirit will ride with me with this lesson, and ultimately at the end you'll be edified. Now, I want to deal with this lesson, and it's going to be based on the goodness of counseling. All right, and the scriptures speak about counseling, and I have a scripture right on deck in front of me, and I just want to say a couple of things before I get the scripture. I'm not going to speak on exactly what happened, between me and the brother and the situation. That's just between me and the brother and the two elders that came down to, sort, me and my fellow brother out, of the issue at hand. And that's as far as it goes from there. I mean, I might speak on a couple of things on my behalf, but obviously it's going to be far away from the actual issue, And I want to get to the point, and the point of the matter is that it's very important to seek counsel, because in counsel, you get to see, or you have to see what the problem relies. Where the problem relies. Bear me, brothers, man. And who brought the problem in the first place. And it's not about justifying yourself. It's not about, winning in terms of what your problem is and you got the problem and this and that and the third. It's not about that. It's about finding out where the problem relies and who brought forth the problem. All right. And, after the counsel, well, let me begin. In the beginning of the counsel, I just couldn't see. I was blind. Let me put it that way. That's a better term. I was blind to actually see, that it was actually me that was actually at fault, And basically, I had a hard time of just trying, of admitting to, me being at fault, you see. And, as the counsel went on, in the midst of it, the Spirit kind of was revealing that it was me at fault. And even the brothers was like, bro, just come straight forward, man. You know what I mean? Just come straight. Don't be going around circles, man. Just come straight. All right. And, that's something that I had to kind of like pick up on, because I didn't notice I was doing that, but it was after the counsel was done. And I was upset. I'm not going to lie. I was upset. I went to the park. Obviously I had to go to the park. It was a beautiful day. It was too bright. I couldn't just stay in the crib. I had to go out. So, I went to the park. I was walking, and I just kind of reflected, on the counsel. And this is why I'm going to call, this lesson in the roundabout way, the goodness of counseling. It's simply because I was able to clearly see what was wrong with me. Because a lot of the times there's things that are wrong with us. We have flaws in our characters and everything. And it just takes people to see, to let you know that you have an issue. Because a lot of, like I said, there's times where you go about in life, especially now that, I'm an adult now and I'm by myself. And, when you're by yourself, no one tells you about you, because obviously you're just by yourself, And this is why you need people. This is why people need people. You have people out there that have it in their mind that you can just be your own individual and you can just do most of anything or everything by yourself. No, you can't. No, you cannot, man. In order for you to function in any setting, in anything that you want to do in this life or the next life, you have to be around people so that people can put you up on game and make you see things that you can't see. Because you can only but see what's within yourself so much. But from a person from the outside looking in can see way more than what you can see within yourself. And like I said, after the counsel was done, I was able to reflect and find out that I had some flaws in my character. And the flaw was I just couldn't see, first and foremost, that I was in the wrong, which is something that's actually foolish. And I want to show you something why that is foolish. Okay, I believe it's verse 15, Proverbs 12, verse 15, yeah. It says, the way of the fool is right in his own eyes, but he that hearkeneth unto counsel is wise. You see? So if you hearken unto counsel, you're considered wise. That's what a wise person will do. He will hearken unto counsel. But a fool won't see the problem that he has. He'll just try to kangaroo jump counsel. Don't want to take any form of criticism. He wants to believe that he's all well and good, but that's not true, So, I was forced to just accept that I was in the wrong, and that's okay because, like I said, this is why I call this lesson the goodness of counseling, because you're able to see the problem, and the problem could either be a brother or it could just be you having a problem. And once you know where the problem relies at, guess what? You can sort it out and you can move forward, And that's why, it's a beautiful thing to seek counsel, man. If there's an issue that you and your brother may have, there may be a misunderstanding or, you may not vibe with each other too well, get to know that brother, man. You know what I'm saying? If you can't sort out a problem the right way, seek counsel. Because if you do that, all you're going to do is clear the air, clear all the negativity, and then you can move forward and you can be brothers and bond more stronger together, because now there's an understanding as to what happened between you two, whether it was you or whether it was somebody else, or it could just be both at the same time. So yeah, let's get another precept here. Yeah, just bear me, brothers. Like I said, man, my back is just killing me right now. Yeah, let's get this precept here. This is Matthew 7, verse, I'll start with verse 3, man. It says, why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but considerest not the beam that is in thine own eye? Or how wilt thou say to thy brother, let me pull out the mote out of thine eye, and behold, a beam is in thine own eye? Right? Verse 5, thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam of thine own eye, and then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the mote out of thy brother's eye. Exactly, because you can't judge somebody or a brother in the faith. This particular precept here doesn't just apply to just anybody. This particular chapter applies to the brotherhood, as it says in thy brother's eye, right? So in order for you to judge, you have to be purified from your problems first. Because if you have a problem within yourself, all you're going to do is cause problems, because you have a problem with yourself. So if you have a problem with yourself, you are going to cause problems. Now, if you found a problem within yourself, now you can cast judgment on somebody else that may have a problem. All right. And that's how it goes. That's how it goes. You know, and in this journey of this truth, you learn, man. It's all a learning curve, because most of us that are in this faith, whether you've been in the truth 10 years, 12 years, 5 years, 2 years, whatever, right? We're all young in the faith, man. We're all young in the faith, and we're all climbing up to that level of maturity, man. So being that that's the case, we're going to fall short. Things are going to happen, and reproof is going to come in once in a while. It's just a part of the growth. You know, in order for you to grow, you have to go through obstacles. All right. And then therefore you come out on the other side much more greater and wiser, because of why? The obstacles you've experienced, and all of these obstacles that you experience in the truth, or should I say, obstacles that you experience in this truth are there for a reason. And the reason why you have obstacles in this truth, as we all do, is so that we can make mistakes and learn from those mistakes. All right, and that's something that I reflected on after the counsel was said and done. You know, and yeah, you know, a beautiful thing, man. I mean, you know, after it was all said and done, I mean, you know, I text one of my brothers, man, you know, my elders, and I said, bro, man, I needed that. And, you know, key word, I needed that, because it was basically for me, man. It was for me. You know, it had nothing to do with the other brother. It was all for me, man, so I can be better, because there was something wrong with me that I didn't see. Brothers were seeing it, but I wasn't seeing it. But now I can see clearly now, afterwards, I mean, that I was the one with the problem. So now I know how to change. Now I can change, you know, my attitude, and just look closely to myself, man, and pay attention to what's wrong in me, you know, because like I said, it's all in the growth. And I'm not perfect. I'll never be perfect, you know, because we're in this flesh. But also I have to put out there, the scriptures does say, be ye perfect as your Father is in heaven. And that's what we're supposed to do. So I'm not going to make an excuse and say, well, I'm not perfect. We have to reach perfection. We have to reach closer to being perfect. We'll never be 100% perfect, of course, but we have to reach close to being perfect as possible as we can, so that we can further this ministry and be the examples of the ministry. Because if you got a problem with your brother, man, how could you really teach the ministry? You first and foremost, you have to be an exemplifier, as I said, of the ministry. You know, and the ministry commands us to deal with our brothers accordingly as to what the ministry tells us to do, man. You know, or should I say within the ministry. So that's all it is. And like I'm going to say again, you know, brothers out there that may not see eye to eye on something, hey, just seek counsel, man. Clear that air and move forward. You know, and I have to give thanks and praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, first and foremost, for a brotherhood, you know, such as what I have, And what I mean by brother, I'm not just talking about the brothers in my camp. I'm talking about the brothers, on the other side, which is the head camp. Because we all need each other at the end of the day, man. I mean, it may seem like we don't, it may be, at times we should, at times it may seem like, because I mean, we all doing our thing. A lot of the times, brothers is just living their own life and they're getting on with their own personal things. But at the end of the day, man, the truth be told, people need people. And we can't be running with this individualistic mentality where we can just do everything by ourselves, because we can't, And that's that's another thing that I've also kind of thought of, while I was in the park, man, and just kind of like thinking, the brotherhood is very important. Because if you just by yourself, it's only so much you can do. Now, you got brothers out there that may be by themselves, and the Lord is rocking with them either way, The Lord is going to steer them in the right direction, but it's much more better when you have a brotherhood. It's a beautiful thing. And I really can't say better words than using the term beautiful at this present moment in time, But yeah, that's all I got to say. I mean, I don't want to make this too long. I've made my point, and I say, shalom.